Perfect day, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, kings and queens, and to all my gender non-conforming people. Hey guys, welcome. Welcome to your greatest young show on land. Yes, I said it. This is your greatest young show on land right here on Khanya Radio with myself, Baby SIhu. And in case you didn't know, now you should know that Khanya Radio is not your average radio station. We are radio beyond frequency, but most importantly, we are radio according to you, and we're broadcasting live in East London, Vincent. But we're not limited by the confinements of East London, nor of Eastern Cape, nor of South Africa. We are international. You can listen to us anywhere in the world by simply going to knrapp.co.za. I repeat, that is knrapp.co.za, man. Or download our app on Google Play Store. It is the Khanya Radio app. It's much more convenient. And also follow us on Facebook, man. We are Khanya Radio. And of course on YouTube, where we are live as well, it is Khanya Radio. So do the whole shebang. Subscribe, share, like. Your London's a proper YouTube channel. We are that too. I'm not alone. I never roll alone, because the Bible says it's not good for men to be alone. Therefore, I too am not alone. I am with, okay, she'll magically appear now. Boom. I like the whole dramatic feel of it, where you're just like, I'm with someone, and then people are thinking, where is this person? And then boom, boom, they're here. Hi, Khanya.
Hi, thank you for having me.
How are you?
I'm good, and you?
I'm also good. But I was not asking, man, in the general reflex manner, how are you? And then someone's like, I'm also good. Because this is Young Purpose, and I love just, having raw conversations with young people. So I'm asking, how are you? Not just like in the general reflex manner, right? But how are you emotionally? And how are you mentally? Because, hey, it's tough out here.
It's tough. Writing prelims next week, a bit nervous, but we have to stay motivated, disciplined. I'm in a good mindset back at school. Going well. Life is good right now.
Hey, I wish I was you, man. I wish I was you. So on Young Purpose, I don't like introducing my guests because I feel as though you know your story better than I do. So I'll say a lot and you'll look at me on some, hi, bo, calm down, baby. I'm here to be modest. Or I'll say little and you'll be like, oh, hey, bring me my accolades. I got a numeracy award in grade 1. Why don't you mention that, So I'm just going to quickly give you a chance to introduce yourself for those who may not know who Khanya Mabandla is.
I'm Khanya Mabandla. I'm a grade 12 student at the Diocesan School for Girls in Makhanda/Grahamstown.
Oh, that's how you pronounce it. Hey.
Yeah.
We'll stick with DSG because we're just like, what?
um, I enjoy biology, as you know. I'm very excited for this interview. And yeah, what
Yeah,
else?
that.
I'm from East London. Oh, yeah.
Okay,
So,
okay. You're from our hometown. That's
yeah.
just a really simple way of saying I'm a smart kid. Like you could have just said, hey, listen, I'm a smart kid. You enjoy biology. That is something. But I want to project my own feelings onto that. You were doing research work on African. How do you pronounce that word?
Genomes.
Genomes. Yes, that you were doing research on African genomes. How did you get involved in that? Was it just you? Hey, listen, I like biology. Let me start research on this.
So this took place during lockdown in 2020. I was in grade 10, and back then I actually hated biology. I didn't want to do
You were in
anything.
grade 10 and you
Yeah.
were okay. Okay.
So, lockdown, everything, it was just like very grim, and we were bored. And my mom was doing some research on things to get like involved in, and she found the American Society of Human Genetics, and she saw that they were hosting a DNA essay contest. So she was like, Kanya, you should get involved with this. Like, it seems pretty cool, and you could win. There's money up for grabs. Come on, like, what's there to lose? So I was like,
Wait,
oh,
and
at
at this
first,
point you don't like biology.
not at all, no. So I was like, no, mom. It wasn't something like I was really interested in. And she was like, come on, like, this is a field like you're not like really aware of. So it'd be like good to like learn something new. So I was like, fine, I'll do it. But this is the last time I'm doing this for you.
Yeah.
So my grade 10 year, I spent my working on this essay. I got my bio teacher to help me, and we had very interesting chats. And I learned more and more about like genomes and human genetics, and I started to get interested. I was like, whoa, okay, like this is cool. It's not like what you learn at school, like photosynthesis and plants and stuff. Like this is actually interesting, like, and it's me. Like I'm learning about myself, which is actually really cool.
So
So
is
that's
that what?
how, yeah.
But what inspired you to continue studying it? Because you said I was not a big fan of
Mm.
biology. Also, biology makes it sound so, I don't know, man, old school
Yeah.
because it's life sciences. I'm thinking
Yeah.
biology. Yeah, but what made you continue with it?
So since this also happened with COVID, genetics and COVIDs go hand in hand because we use genetics to develop new medicines and how we can learn to with diseases and things. So I thought, wow, this is how like the scientists at who are learning like the vaccines and everything. So it'd be great to like learn and understand like what they're doing, what's going on in my body, and how I can like prevent diseases and things.
Ooh, that is so wholesome. And your study focuses particularly on African genomes. Why it specifically? I mean, you could have went, I don't know, and studied American genomes and all of that, but you chose African genomes specifically. Why?
So I did a lot of research, and from my studies, I saw that
Yeah.
when most medicine is developed, they use European genes, which is why most African people, when they use that medicine, it doesn't necessarily work as well for them because it wasn't designed from their genetic structure. So I thought, let
Ooh.
me learn how to do this, and later on in life, I wanna develop my own medicine, particularly for African people, since they're not really included in the population genetic research.
I never, but I've never thought about that. Hey, I
Yeah.
never thought about that, but now it makes sense. And how do you think? Because you just said um, the study is always focused on European genomes and not African genomes, and that's why most of the medicine doesn't necessarily work for us. So, how do you think the general public can be educated about this? And is it something that we should take upon ourselves to do research on, even if we're not necessarily studying sciences?
I would encourage people to start reading about genomes and support the South African Medical Research Council in Cape Town. And I would also encourage like a culture of people researching and going to their local libraries. And the culture of going to libraries can really assist in finding more about a subject, but also promote the culture of reading, which is becoming less as we go along the years. So, also involving your families and friends to learn more about their own genetic makeup can also be a fun way to like educate yourselves and like your heritage. And visiting lots of websites, there's lots of resources online, like My School, My Village, My Planet. You can join for free and be a part of a family of people that may share your passions.
Oh man. Also, I just saw that Okuhle Tabiseng Kulati is watching, and I know she didn't study sciences, right? So, what do you mean when you talk about genetics and like genomics, just in J, briefly, non-scientifically? Because some of us, hey, we went the maths
Yeah,
lit way, so we're confused right now. We're like, eh,
yeah.
yeah.
So, genetics is the branch of microbiology, which is like the study of like microscopic things like DNA, things that you are, like what makes you you. And those genes are who you are, basically. And genomics is just how the study of how those genes interact with each other and your environment. and studies of how like your human traits are determined and passed down among generations.
I know you're gonna get a level 7 for your life sciences this term. I prophesy and I declare, because that was wholesome right now. What are the benefits of genetics and genomics research?
Genetics research can really transform our current healthcare. Genetics can be used as an innovative way to diagnose diseases and can also be used for like early detection of a particular disease by identifying a genetic predisposition. Genetics can also be used as a new approach in medicine for treatment. Genetics have really paved the way for individualized solutions tailored to each person, and pharmaceuticals can also use genetic information to develop new drugs.
When you mentioned drugs, I'm thinking cocaine. I'm thinking meth. So that's what you're doing, huh?
Yeah.
Okay, we see you. We see you are just studying ways of how to, make an advanced meth. So why is research and education and advocacy so important to you?
Research is important because, first and foremost, you gain more understanding of the subject
No, to
matter.
you, to you,
To
to you,
me,
ne? Yeah, not just
yeah,
generally to you.
yeah.
Okay.
So the research I do gives an indication of the ground covered by previous researchers and also how much needs to be done. And it really, all the awareness about what genetics is important because it may educate an individual about how his or her body behaves when faced with like certain diseases because of the genetics they carry. So, like, this has really assisted in advocacy for a certain race group or gender group in making them aware of certain diseases that they may be prone to as a group of people, which has also helped me and my family as well.
I like that. I like that. Also, your family sounds cool because imagine your mom just during lockdown. My mom would never, like, my mom would never. And I feel like I should go home and have a chat with my mom because, hey, she is setting me up for failure right now. The narrative is that students, especially black students, hate sciences, and it's not for black kids. It's a white people thing to go and study sciences, and also at school, you know that when people study sciences, we know that people who pass a lot are commerce students and humanities students and never sciences. Why do you think is that?
I think science is one of those many subjects that are particularly difficult to teach, especially in like our African languages in South Africa. And I think our government needs to come up with like ways to teach us at schools in our mother tongue, uh, to make science understandable and also have like creative ways to make scientific terms that are in English understandable. So as a child won't have like difficulty when pursuing the subject in tertiary. And I think the reason majority of our brilliant science students don't take science further is because of the medium instructions that at the moment science is taught, which is English.
Okay. Oh, I'm back. I get that because I remember back in high school, we used to do maths, right? I did maths, but now I feel bad saying that because you're like the student, and we had this extra classes teacher who explained maths in isiXhosa, and it made it so much more, you know, relatable and understandable, and everyone passed maths that year. So thank you to that. You're also part of the South African Medical Research Council Genomics Center. How is that like? I feel like that's a big deal. That is huge, and you're only in grade 12. We're talking first year, third year, PhD, science students. like how does that feel? Like,
It's crazy. Like looking back 3 years ago, if you would have told me that I was doing this type of work now, I would have not believed you. It's been an
dude,
absolute blessing, an honor. Like it's absolutely unbelievable.
dude, listen. So you're probably the youngest.
Yeah.
That is literally insane. How did that go? How did that happen? Do you apply? Do they recognize you? Do they read your essay and like, okay, that was a killer essay. Like, how does that happen?
So after my essay was submitted, it started going like viral. So more people were reading it. It went out on the newspaper, my school website, and they contacted us saying, "Wow, like for your age, like the way you write and the way you understand these
Whew,
concepts is like quite amazing." And I
whew.
was like, "Oh, thank you."
Okay,
You
look at you, big modest. Dude, your essay was, wait, was it number
yeah,
7,493
yeah,
across 30 countries? Now, we're
yeah.
not just talking South Africa, we're talking 30 countries. That is insane.
Hmm.
Listen, you're out here being modest, and you are literally one of the smartest kids we have in the country. You're literally so smart. You were in a panel with the president, the former president, Utabo Mbeki. How is that like? Like,
Meeting, no, it was meeting him was like crazy. It's like meeting someone, you have posters of him everywhere, you've seen it on TV, but like
bruh,
having him speak to you directly was
bruh,
absolutely
he knows your
what
name. He
right?
literally knows your
It's
name.
yeah,
He
it's
knows you. That
crazy.
is insane.
I
That
know.
is.
I'm still mind blown to this day, a year later. It's wow.
How did you get into that? Do they call you and say, "Hey, listen, we're putting up this panel discussion. We need you to be a part of it." Also, your essay won. Okay, please take me through the whole competition.
Okay, so each year the essay has a new subject that you need to research and either disagree or don't agree with, and you write about that. Only about 700 words, which is like, it sounds like a lot, but I mean, when you really dive into it, you have so much to say, but you have to like condense it into one page. So you really need to like all the structure, your paragraphs, make sure like they're perfect, everything's top tier, all the information that you research, you need to. So it's like, yeah, it was quite cool. And I did get my bio teacher to help me just for like the terms. Like, I'm still a teenager, so these are like professors reading your essays. You want to make sure that they like get what you're trying to say, but also
Bro,
still make it
take you
scientific.
seriously. Yes,
Yeah,
they need to
yeah,
take you seriously.
yeah, yeah. So
Rethink.
it was crazy, and the due date came like faster than I expected. Like 7 months later, and I had to upload. And we were sitting there. We were like, "Okay, are you ready? You
But so
ready?"
it took you 7 months
Yeah,
to write the essay. That is research and hectic. Hectic.
yeah.
And then it came back
hmm
and you
And
had
so
been
I got most
selected.
of my help also came from Professor Mike Urban. He's at Stellenbosch University. He was such a big help. Like he set up Zooms, and like he's not even my teacher or anything. Like this is just someone random that I asked for help, and he came back to me so quick. He was like, "Of course, like, this is something that I do, something that I teach. I'd love to help you." And he set up Zooms. He helped me like write this essay. I sent him my drafts and everything, and he'd come back with like suggestions. And so he was a huge help for me.
Bruh, you're out here in grade 12 and you're already working alongside professors. What is going on? Like, it is crazy for me. The youth debate. Were you representing Morocco in your youth debate? Why?
Yeah, so how the youth debate works is that it's like kind of an academic stimulation of the United Nations where students play like the role of delegates from different countries and attempt to solve real world issues with the policies and the perspectives of that particular country. So, for example, you may be assigned to the United Kingdom and you'll have to like solve a global topic such as like climate change from the policies and perspective of the United Kingdom.
Mm. Okoshle is asking, where can we access the essay?
Um, you can access the essay on actually my mother's blog. It is there up. Khanya Mabandla, Rethink.
Okay. Okuhle, that is Ubelekazi Mabandla Rethink. You see, you're about to read now. Hey, you are motivating young people to read. I don't know Okuhle reads. That is insane. Let me quickly shout out to some of the people that are joining us. Unomapelo Pels Manwina, Nompelo Tyalana Koti, Okuhle, Monwabi Singiwa, Katurura. I'm sorry if I butchered your name, but it's not helping that it's the same thing. Yeah, and your mom is here also. She just put the blog up. Okuhle, I hope you can see that. It's Bells Mabandla. You said Pelekaz. It's Bells Mabandla. You're confusing us. Bells Mabandla at Rethink. So Bells Mabandla Rethink, that's where you guys can access the essay. When I saw this, when my boss sent me your bio and your details, I thought of Zosmini when she was asked, what do you think we should be teaching young girls in our society? And she said, society should be teaching young girls to take up space and cement themselves. And I was just like, that's what you're doing. And I want to know from you, are those words that resonate with you? Is that what you're trying to do with your work? Are you actively trying to, represent black girls in society?
Yes, those words fully resonate with me. I intend not to be one of many people involved in the field of genetics, but to make a difference, whether it be big or small. I intend to make my mark in this field as an assistance to my country and to actually mankind as a whole. And, former Miss Universe, Zozi Bini, she really is an inspiration for me. And she really encourages me and with her resilience and what she wanted to achieve. And may I also say that she is my homegirl because both of us are from Tsono, so it's amazing, a real inspiration.
So it's a Tolo thing. I get this. Oh, it's a Tolo thing. I see you guys. It's a Tolo thing. We see you guys. What does the future look like for you? What will you be studying? Do you already know? Is this something that you'll continue with? Okanye.
So next year I will be studying medicine, and then I will be branching off to specialize in genetics.
Hectic. That sounds really cool, but at the same time hectic. Cause yeah, yeah. It's the humanities in me speaking. It's projecting. Do you feel like the pressure is high? Since you're doing so much at a young age, do you feel like you have to keep up with it? And if not, how do you handle the pressure of doing everything? Because the research was outside of your normal designated schoolwork, right? So keeping up with that, with school, with your social media life, TikTok, and all of those things, how do you handle the pressure?
Um, I think for me, I have a very strong support system with my
So with my
family.
family,
My
my
mother,
mother,
she's like
she's like
my
my
man.
my man.
So
So
I know there's a
I
lot of
know there's a
pressure.
lot of pressure.
I do enjoy what I do because it's going to change lives. So, just thinking about that when I'm feeling stressed, like this is all going to pay off in the end. Like, I may be suffering now, but in a few years to come, I'm going to be reaping great, great gifts. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'll your brothers and siblings will be studying your essays in high school. Hectic. That is insane. That is wild. Your mom's here and she is saying, "I'm so proud of you, Kanya. Mama loves you." Would you like to say
Oh,
anything to your mom on national radio? She's here.
yes.
She's watching.
To my very special mother, my number one supporter, she's been with me literally since day one, and I don't know what I'd do without her. She's stuck with me through thick and thin, and I know I often don't show it enough, but I really do love you, Mom, and I appreciate all the effort and the blood, sweat, and tears that you put into making me into the person I'm destined to be. And thank you just for being you and for never giving up. You know, your resilience really keeps me going. And Mom, I love you forever to infinity and beyond.
Okay, we're gonna cry now. That was so. That was so sweet. You're a good daughter. You're a good daughter. So before you go, because time is not on our side, what change would you most like to see take place in the name of our country's young people? Not just only where science is concerned.
Yeah. Um, I think the biggest change I'd like to see is the quality of our education. Um, the current
The current
education
education
lacks the needed
lacks the
innovation
needed innovation.
to prepare the youth for the future. So, most families have to pay a fortune to provide me with the necessary environment for quality education. And, a lot of people can't afford that. So, I think that's one of our biggest challenges that we need to overcome.
That is perfect. My co-host is here and he's on some because that's what he always says. Where can people catch you on the socials? Maybe to follow your
Um,
work.
yes. So, you can follow me on Instagram at cans_mabs or my TikTok at cansmabs.
Hey, your TikTok is very hilarious. I'm a fan, by the way. I'm a fan. You're you're funny. Thank you so much for joining us. Much appreciated, and all the best, man, in your future endeavors
Thanks.
with sciences. Personally, I envy you, Shane. I envy you. Sciences, it's not easy that thing, but you're doing it
Yeah.
and you're killing it. So all the best, man. We're out.
Thank
Peace.
you. Bye.